And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're taking a look at Acuity here, which is an abstract strategy game, a game of sharp vision and keen thought, it says. A game where you're putting down tiles and trying to find patterns of other tiles. That seems kind of odd how I'm explaining it. It's a whole lot easier to show you. At the beginning of the tile, you'll make a 6x6 grid here using different tiles and placing them on the board randomly. And you'll see that each tile is a different array. There's 4 different colors, yellow, green, blue, and red, each with a different shape. And there's different combinations of them out there. And as far as I can tell, none of these combinations is the same. To start the game, one player will turn over the top tile, and then everyone's going to look on the board for this tile. Now, since there are none that are exactly the same, you're not going to find the exact same tile anywhere, but what you can find is you can find that tile made up of other tiles. For example, here in this case, when I'm looking for this one, you can see that it can go right here, underneath those. So I can use the sides of 2 of them to place down a tile. Or maybe for this one, which happens to be the reverse of this one, I can move it around and look, and okay, I see, down here, it fits on the top and bottom of 2. Okay, you can see that the orange, red, green, and this fits right on top of them. And so you're allowed to do that. Here's one that's orange, red, and blue. And so I'm looking on the board for a double orange, a red, and a blue. And there's one right here. It's all 4 corners of those, orange, and red and blue. But sometimes you're going to find one that you can't find anywhere on the board. Here's a blue, red, blue on the board. However, you are allowed to rotate one tile clockwise or counterclockwise. So I can take this, move this like this, and now I have my red, blue, red. If you have a tile and you can't find it anywhere on the board, the first person who can say that, and then no one can disprove them and find a place, let's say this one can't be found anywhere on the board. And then if that's true and I'm the first person to call it, then I'll get this tile. Whoever calls the tile correctly will get it. You can also play a solitaire version where you try to put out the tiles, and each time you get you can't find a place to put a tile, you add it to the outside of the board, and your goal is to make this grow as little as possible. I wasn't sure what to expect from this game when I first played it. Putting out the pieces, I thought, I've seen this before, match tiles and such. But actually, I really don't know that I've seen this before. I really like the fact that pretty much every time you put a tile out, it can go somewhere. Now, a lot of them are right there on the board, but a lot of them need to move a tile. So there's a lot of this moving of tiles in your heads. And as you put these out, everyone's doing it at the same time, which can be problematic because that means a player who's really good at the game can whoop those who don't. In fact, if I'm playing with 4 or more players, I put in a house rule that the person who got the last one can't go the next round, just so that one person doesn't dominate the game. But everybody's looking at all different spots on the board, and you will reverse colors in your head sometimes, say, this matches here easy, put it there, and no, it doesn't match because I thought the blue and red was actually red and blue. So there is that. Actually, I'm not a huge solitaire guy, but the solitaire for this version worked for me because it's kind of like a puzzle. Can I put out each piece? Where can I put it? And if not, I need to expand the thing. And you can make the game harder if you wish by taking your 6x6 grid and making it smaller, 5x5 or 5x6 or 4x5 or what have you. Good quality components, some interesting things. Colorblind people will easily be able to tell the difference between colors because of the shapes. And just a good visual learning style game. It says 6 or greater, and that's possible. Although a 30-year-old will beat a 6-year-old in the game, likely. But it's a good game, educational, but more importantly than that, fun. I had a few people playing this who I did not think would normally play this game style. They came over and watched and then got involved because it was fun for them to look and find where these pieces were. Anyway, Acuity.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching the Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at coolstuffinc.com.
Hey, shut the door!